Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Diaspora channel. I hope all is well with you and your family. So, and your day went well. I hope you already check out my latest upload because tonight's stream is going to be about that. So, there are so many things that happen already and still happening. So, we can't just stay here and prepare ourselves on what to do when it comes to how to protect our brothers and sisters on the continent. So what I would do, I would like few people just to jump on board. I'm putting the link now in the chat. So if anyone wants to jump on board and for us to keep the discussion going, because I truly believe it's important for us to have a plan, So just type something, say something, so I will know who is actually here. I know people are in the chat, but I don't know who are those people. So just say something, and please go ahead and share the stream if you can, so we can have more people with us tonight, because this conversation is very, very important. We need to have this conversation and see, what we can do in order to help our brothers and sisters on the continent and elsewhere. So, it's all about our global Black family and how we can look after one another. So the link is already in the chat. So if you want to join in for the discussions, that will be good, because we need all the contributions to be able to know what we can do and share with the people as well on the continent, so they will know what to do and how to prepare themselves. So go ahead and share us out. We have three people in the chat so far, so maybe we'll wait a little bit. Hi, Curtis. Thanks so much for joining the live. How are you doing today? And guys, keep the likes up, please. Keep the likes up. I hope you had a good day. That's great. That's great. That's great. I appreciate you being here. So, yeah. Curtis, did you manage to check my last upload? Because that's what tonight's stream is going to be about. Yes, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. I'm very grateful. Thank you. So, yeah, that's what the stream is going to be about. So, let me know if you watch it already. We have Bean Sharon here with us. Thanks so much for joining the live, Bean Sharon. And how are you doing today? And guys, keep the likes up. Keep the likes up, please. And let me know your thoughts. Yeah, because everyone is aware of the situation of our brothers and sisters in China, and how they've been, the Chinese people treat most of them, treat them like less to nothing. So we can't just sit, down and just look and say, hope people will treat us better another time. We've been doing that for so long now. So the Ghanaian millionaire, his name is Nana Kwame. Yeah, Nana Kwame. So he said he think Ghana should, China should apologize to all Black people and to Africa. So, hi Haley, thanks so much for joining us. Kindly thumbs up the stream, please, and go ahead and share us out so we can have more people in tonight. And how are you doing, Haley? So yeah, like I was saying, all of us in the stream, we know the situation of Black people, I would say in China, because it's everywhere. So for him, he thinks it's time for the Chinese government to come out and publicly apologize to Black people and Africa. So my question is, do you think that apology is needed? Is it going to change anything? Or we should rather focus on how to manage our natural resources and make sure, we keep them out of the continent. So I would love to hear from everyone here, and thanks again for joining the live. I'm good, Helly. Thank you. Where are you streaming from, please? So, guys, the link is already in the chat. If you want to join in the conversation, you can join me. Yeah, we have Wild Gossip with us in the building. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We should we should chase them. Okay, it's all right. Bin Sharon, why do you say so? Why do you think the best thing to do is just to keep them outside the continent? Can you explain a little bit why you think the best thing to do is just to keep them out of the continent? Because right now is we have like over a million, yeah, a million of Chinese living in Africa, and by 2030, I think, yeah, by 2030 of them million, 300 millions of Chinese in Africa. So it's good, at least we have a rough idea. If nothing is done in the next 30 years, they will populate the entire continent. So do you think we need an apology from them, or we should focus on how to keep them out of the continent? So that's my question for you guys in the stream. And go ahead and share the stream. They are taken from us. From okay, that's from Bin Sharon. We need to stand up for ourselves. Exactly. That's what I think as well, because this is not the time for us just to it's okay to forgive people, but you have to protect your people at the same time. So even if they come out tomorrow and apologize to our global Black family, to Africa, still that does not mean anything, because we know them for who they truly are and their agendas, they have on the continent. So, and apparently it's not only on the continent, also some other Caribbean countries as well. So we really have to look into how to secure our borders, and who we should allow in and who we should keep outside, because um, I'm sure most of you watched the video that was circulating last week regarding the plans they have for us. So, and most of the time, what they do when it comes to their loans that they keep offering to our government is like someone says, like only a drunkard that will go for those type of loans, because is either you pay us our money back, which is obviously a huge amount of money, or maybe we're just going to take over your electricity. For example, that company, if not that, it could be like the port, it could be the water supplier, anything that the people really need. So if our governments don't pay them their money, whatever loan they are giving to them, then they're going to take over those things, not like for 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. They will take over for 99 years. So what kind of person, a leader in the right mind, will go for those kind of deals, those kind of, how will I even put it, those kind of offer when it comes to, borrowing money from someone. So that's why me personally, I'm not so much concerned about them. Is okay. It's needed for them to come out and apologize. That is still, they need still to do that, but that is not even the main issue right now. The main issue is our government taking ridiculous contracts of, signed by them on how they should pay whatever they took from them, and if they are not able to pay them that amount back, then we're going to take over this, and they go ahead and sign for stuff like that. So that's why I'm not much concerned about them coming out and then apologizing, because to be honest, that does not mean anything. Whatever contract they sign already with most African countries, to give them those loans, those contracts are still, valid. So what do we do? How do we protect ourselves, and how do we protect our people on the continent? So I would love to hear from all of you guys in the stream. So if you want to join, you can just click on the link, and you'll be able to participate. Because we really have to have a game plans when it comes to all the decision the leaders make regarding when they want to go for those type of loans, because obviously it's not something that is going to benefit Africa, but rather is more about them hijacking the continent. That's how I would put it. I think, okay, what will the apology do exactly? Exactly. That's my question as well, because the apology is not changing anything. It's just to save face, to be honest. Hi, Paul. Thanks so much, Paul, for joining the live. Kindly thumbs up the stream. How are you doing, Paul? Paul said, just recently, China offered Tanzania a loan. Tanzania rejects that offer. Yes. Yeah, because you have to really read through those, whatever offer they are putting on the table. Our leaders don't have to think about the next 5-10 years only, but they have to think about the next generations. How can you sign a contract that will put your people into bondage for almost 100 years? Like, who in their right mind will sign those kind of paperwork? Obviously, I think it's Magufuli, the president of Tanzania. Obviously, someone in their right minds and, that loves his people will never sign anything like that. And I'm sure that's why he rejected those offers. If they look after the people, they make sure, our resources, mineral resources, they put them out there with the right prices. They don't have to take a loan from any country. They don't have to do that, because we have all we need to look after our people. So our government really, they need to sit down and think properly. Because if you love your family, you love your children, you can't go out there and say, oh, because in need, someone will come and say, okay, I'm able to give you what you need, but in return, if you don't pay, because the amount they are taking from them is not like a small money. So they know very well that in most cases, those countries are not able, they won't be able to pay the money back. So the offer will come with, if you don't, then we're going to take over this, or we're going to take over that, not for 5 years, not for 10 years, not even for 20 years, but for 99 years. So seriously, like, who in their right mind will sign those kind of deals to say, okay, I'll take that money to do what? I'm looking good, feeling good, and doing good. That's good. You're so welcome, Paul. You're so welcome. You know, the time we are in right now is no, uh, you know, a suitable one when it comes to things that we are used to do on daily basis. But yeah, we just have to keep trusting God, doing the right thing, and be hopeful for the best. So hopefully things will go back to normal very soon. Yeah. So yeah, that's right there. And as I said earlier, they are not doing that only in Africa. Even the Caribbean countries, apparently, they are doing the exact same thing. So, will any apology right now, due to the fact that they treated our brothers and sisters so badly out there? And, most people are not saying much when it comes to our leaders, though some of them, they were loud about it, but most of them, we didn't hear much from them. So my question is, right now we have over 1 million of Chinese living in Africa. And by 2030, it will be like 300 million. So how do we deal with that? Are we going just to sit back and say, oh, maybe by next week they come out and they say, oh, you know what, we're so sorry, this and that, and then that will be it? Or we should focus rather on how to secure our borders, make sure we know who we are letting in, the type of person or people we're going to let in, and what they are there to do, and for how long they will be doing it, instead of signing cheap, very, very cheap contract with them, and then put us, the people, in bondage. So guys, if anyone wants to jump on board to contribute, you guys are welcome, because this is the time for us to really start, having our plans when it comes to protecting our own. So it's not like we are ignorance. We are all aware of the plan they have for us. So do we sit back, talk about it, and just relax? Or we start putting things into place right now to protect our people for the next 30, 50, 100 years to come? Because by the time those, our governments, they take how many loans, we don't even know. What will happen next? Are they probably going to own the entire continent? Are we going to sit back and just talk about it? Welcome, darling. Thanks so much for joining the live. How are you doing? Kindly thumbs up the stream as you join. Yes, Emma. Emma, my baby, is in the building. Thanks so much, darling, for joining. How are you doing? Yes, so guys, I would love to hear from each and every one of you here, because all the countries on the continent, we know most of them, if not 99%, already, they took loan from them. We don't even know all the conditions that come with those loans, but those things are already been signed. So what do we do now at this stage? What do we do? That's my question for you guys in the stream. Because like I said already, if we have over 1 million of them already living in Africa, having children, buying properties, buying land, and by 2030, you'll be 300 million of them. What will happen to our people? What do you think will happen to our people once they own the majority of the things? What do you think will happen to people that are there? Sincerely, Lucy, thanks so much for joining the live. Kindly let us know where you are streaming from. And I hope you're doing good today. So guys, do we just sit back and just wait for a Chinese apology, or we start having the plan right on what to do and how to secure? Oh, thanks so much. Thank you. How are things over there? Like, things getting a bit better? So yes, we can be comfortable and talk about those things and not do anything about it, because if we are not doing anything about it, we don't have any backup plans, then they will end up succeeding in the what they want to do. I sincerely say I'm good, I'm doing good. Hope all is well, beautiful. Yes, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful, and thanks so much for joining the live. And kindly thumbs up the stream, guys, as you join. And if you're able to share us out, please go ahead and share the stream out. And if you want to jump on board, the link is already in the chat. Kindly just hop on it, and then you'll be on board with us tonight. No, it's all right. It's the same. It's, okay. Wow. It's just a little bit tiring, but we have to stay positive and just keep hoping for the best. So, are you working from home, Lucy? Yes, Sharon, thank you. Thank you. I need to hear from everyone in the stream. We have 10 people in the stream. So I would love to hear from each and every one of you. This thing is so serious. I don't know how you look at it, but it's so serious, and it's going to affect the next generation and the one after that if we don't start thinking about what to do and act rapidly, because they start owing stuff on the continent. So we can't sit back, talk about it, and forget about it. We really need to do something about it. Why should African leaders accept the paper money from China when Africa is sitting on all the resources of the earth? Yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question. But again, people have to learn to work hard and do things the right way, no matter how long it will take, rather than selling your people, selling your resources to a wicked a country. Yeah, let's call it for what it is. Because what kind of deal will be if you're not able to pay this, we're going to take over this for 99 years? Like, who in the right mind, a person that loves his country and loves his people, is not going to sign those kind of things? But guess what? They already signed those kind of contracts already to take those loans. So now, like I said earlier, we have over 1 million there already. So what do? We the people, the diaspora, and mainly, and also the people on the continent. What plan do we have? What are we supposed to start thinking about? So feel free to join if you want to hop on board. Feel free to do that. Unfortunately, no one in in the right mind will sign those kind of deal. But is already, it's been done. So we just need to come out quickly with uh, another plans if you want to save our continent. And because it's not only, they are not doing it only in Africa, even in the Caribbean, excuse me, guys, they are doing the same thing. So what plans do they have for our global Black family? So are we once again going to sit down, talk about it, and not doing anything? What do you think we can start thinking about seriously? We have the European here, Europeans there already for for centuries. So once and we are still, most countries, especially the francophone countries, we are still suffering when it comes to the currency we're using right now, which is the CFA. We are still paying dearly for that. So if we manage to break through, like to stop using that currency, now is China we're going to have on our neck to deal with. So that's why we can't just sit back and be hoping for things just to work out, and things to be back to how it's supposed to be. We can't just sit back. So we really have to come up with a plan. You understand? So uh, that's why I put that question out there for you guys in the stream. Like, do you think any apology coming from China will fix anything? For me personally, is not even, that's not even the point. You understand? Sincerely say how. My apologies. That's okay. That's okay, sincerely. Yeah, go ahead and say what you want to say. And if you want to hop on board, the link is already in the chat. So you just press on it and you'll be on the screen as well. On the screen, if you want to contribute, or you can keep typing, the discussions going. Emma said, we have to wake up in Africa. Exactly. It is the occasion to earn profit from our resources. 100%. We have to learn from them and stop being a victim. That's it. Well said, Emma. Well said. Well said. Because we've been under the Europeans, the West, for how long now? And then the next one is going to be the Chinese that treats their people, their own people, because it's a communist country. Most of you in the stream are already aware how they treat their own people. And now they show the entire world how racist they are. What do you think will happen to our people on the continent if they end up owning the majority of the things over there? If they are, that racist right now, though they know that they have their own, brothers and sisters, Chinese living in Africa, that does not even stop them. They don't even think twice. They keep maltreating our brothers and sisters that way in their country. So what do you think will happen once they invade Africa and they are the boss or bosses everywhere in Africa? What do you think will happen to us? So we can't carry on being maltreated all the time from one to the next one. By the time we try to find out how to deal with this one, then we have another one to face, another one to for how long are we going to carry on with that? And so that's the question I have for you guys in the stream. If you have any contribution, go ahead and share with us. If you have any idea, or when it comes to what we can start thinking of, because obviously sitting back and talking about it is not going to change anything, and their apologies is not going to change anything. So yeah, guys, it's down to us to stand up and you know start planning for how we can protect our people, the one on the continent, and also our resources. How are we going to do that? I mean, those are the questions I'm asking myself. So how are we going to protect our people from them? So if you haven't watched my latest upload, yeah, that's because of that I came up with this question. Like, it's good that he came out and said, right, the way they are maltreating our brothers and sisters in China is not acceptable, which is a good thing, and I do agree with him 100%. And he said they need to apologize to us, but my question again is, what would that apology do? It's down to us now to start sincerely say, Curtis, I agree. Yeah, but most of the time, those leaders, they don't think about the next generation. They only think about now. So whatever they go over there and sign whatever agreement they're signing, like I said, if you truly love your country, you are not even going to sign those kind of agreements in the first place, no matter how much the person is offering, you know. So, but unfortunately, that's not the case for most of our leaders. So it's like putting the entire continent under bondage. We don't need apologies, exactly. We need our freedom. Yeah, we are those who need to serve ourselves first. Yes. Why not work on our taxation system just as they do? They will surely enslave us just as the Europeans did. Yes, Emma. Well said. Well said. Because if you have something you are selling, you can't allow the buyer to tell you how much they want to get it. If you know the value of what you have, and the offer they are putting on the table does not match the value of what you are selling, you tell them, sorry, but you can go with your money, because that's how confident you are in what you are selling. But in most cases, it's not like that. They will take it for small amount of money, go work on it, and send it back to us. We pay if quadruple or 10 times the money they used to get it from the beginning. So Emma, you are right on that. They have to stop all those things and put the whatever price they think they're supposed to put on the market. If they want to buy, let them buy. If they don't want to buy, let them go. And it have to be a common agreement when it comes to all the African country. So it's not like you go to Benin, for example, for natural resources that they have, and then they give you your price. You get, you say, okay, I'm willing to pay less than what you're offering, and then because they know maybe Cote d'Ivoire had the same mineral resources, then they go there, then the money to get it at the price the Benin Republic say no to. Sometimes that's how they get away with these kind of things. So as long as all our countries are not on the same line when it comes to how to sell, how much you sell those resources, this problem will be on and on and on. Hey, Maggie, thanks so much for joining us tonight. How are you doing? Yes, I'm good, you know. Thank you. How about you? Maggie's in the building. So yes, Maggie, you know, is um, about one of our own standing up and saying the Chinese have to come out, the Chinese government has to apologize to our global Black family. So my question is, do we even need any apologies from the Chinese government? Or are we supposed to just focus on how to protect our natural resources and the people, you know, in Africa? So what do you think about it? Do we really need any apologies from the Chinese? I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. So yeah, that's what we need to work on. Us, they come. We can't be thinking too much about others now. We've been doing that all this while. So now is time for us to think about what is good for us and what is good for our continent. That is, you know, personally, I think that's what we're supposed to focus on and make sure, you know, we don't let anyone in anyhow. You know, if you are there to even to for business, make sure like you know, you employ like people living in Africa. You don't come with all your workers. You know, it's either you take half of your own, you bring them, you take half on the continent, or you don't operate in a specific country at all. So we have to come up, our government have to come up with ideas on how to do things and how to deal with this kind of invasion, because that's how I will call it for what it is. That's if we have 10 million, we have over a million now, and by 2030 it will be how many, like 300 million estimated. So they're going to invade the continent, as simple as that. So if you know, nothing is done coming from our authorities, guess what? That's how it's gonna be. Yes, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much for joining. So yeah, guys, that's what I have for you guys tonight. And I'm sure we don't have any more contribution coming up. So I think we're going to end it here, except someone have something to say. And we have a few content creators here with us. So yeah, the Life of King, thanks so much for joining. Thanks for joining the live. How are you doing? So, you know, we're not gonna drag for too long. I'll just give you a chance to say what you have to say as well. So we can keep, you know, we can call it a day. So yes, that's what I have for you guys tonight. So personally, I don't think we need any apologies for them from them at this stage, because they show us who they truly are. So even if they come up and say we are sorry, we know that it's not really even coming from their hearts. They are not even sorry about anything, but they are just saying it to appease, you know, like to calm people down. because even our government, they I don't know why they are holding themselves. Most of them, not all of them, the people living in Africa, they are ready now to stand up for themselves and fight for themselves. So we are not going to sit down and let anyone treat our people anyhow. That message has to be very clear out there. So Africa need no apology from China. Exactly. They stop all ties with China. That's number one, because China is not legit in doing business. Exactly. And you just have to look at how they treat their own people. You just have that should just send so many signals already. The way they treat their own people should just say, we don't even want nothing to do with this type of people. If that's how they treat their own, how will they treat someone that does not even look like them? So, yeah, that's what it is. We don't need any apologies from them. Exactly. They need to get out. Yeah, as simple as that. The life of king, as simple as that. Because if they can't really have a clean deal, that we know that they are not able even to have any clean deal with deals with our people over there, it just means simply that they don't have any good plans for us. And we even have to like say, thank God this coronavirus exposed them for truly who they are. So it's up to us now to find ways to secure our natural resources, protect our people, and keep it moving. So, guys, I've said what I have to say, and thank you all for your contribution and for joining me tonight. Is This is the end now of tonight's stream, and if you haven't already watched, the upload is very short. Go ahead and watch it, share, so our global Black family will keep doing what we are doing now, coming together, think about ideas, do our best to invest. If it's the Caribbean or the continent, we have to try to find ways to start getting certain things back before it's way, too late. So, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. For those of you that it's still daytime where you are, it's 10:30 over here. So, God willing, I'll see you all tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. And if it's nighttime for some of you, have a lovely, lovely evening. Yeah, it's just like this colonizer, they say sorry, and it is back to business as usual, exactly, abusing us and all kind of malicious treatment. We have everything we need in our lands. Yeah, yes, we do. We do have everything. We do have everything. You understand? So there is no need and still trying to say, oh, things will change. Oh, thanks so much, The Life of Kings. Thanks so much. I do sell these kind of accessories. So, you can follow us on Instagram at Maison Mocha and have a look on the different things we have. And we have male stuff coming up as well. So some t-shirts and we have some ties. So yeah, have a look and yeah, let's keep going, keep supporting one another, and things will change. I'm positive about that. Things will change. We really have to undo certain things and start, you know, being there for our brothers and sisters and keep supporting one another. Yes, I will do that now. Yeah, guys, I don't even know what is the situation out there with the thumbs up. I hope everyone in the stream thumbs up the stream, please. And I appreciate all of you joining the stream tonight. So Maggie, are you still working? I'm trying to get the link. Yeah. Maggie, are you working? Or you're working from home like most people? Yeah, guys, let's keep the likes up. So this is not the time for us just to keep talking and no action, because that is not going to do anything. It's not going to change anything. So what we need now is us coming up quickly with ideas that can help and how we can start getting things back from them. Because if they're already over a million there, that's the link in the chat for the website. So you can get some accessories for your wife, moms, aunties, or you can get, there are also some ties for male ties, and we're going to have more t-shirts coming up soon, so that will also be there. So always support Black, buy Black, and invest in Black. Very, very important. So if you're out there watching me and you're a business owner, email me at the diaspora channel at gmail.com and let me know what you do, and we'll take it from there. So my lovely family, if anyone have anything to add, this is the time now. Let me know, just put it in the chat. But if you all contributed with what you want to add to the discussion, then we can go ahead and close the stream. So if you can also follow us on our Instagram page. I'm going to put that in now in the chat before we close. Yeah. And follow the channel page as well to know what I'm putting out there. Uncle Don, oh, how are you doing? Kindly thumbs up the stream as you join. I can't believe I missed this. Yeah, Uncle Don. Yeah, Paul will want to come in. Let me add him quickly because I did ask earlier. Paul, can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
How are you?
Okay, I am fine, thank you. And
Awesome.
you?
Yes, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
You're welcome. I had forgotten
Oite,
where you said that you said you was from Togo?
that's correct.
Oh, okay.
So you got it right.
I'm glad my memory is still active.
It is very,
Yeah.
very.
Okay. Yes. What I wanted to speak on very briefly,
Mm-hmm.
at least that's my goal, is
Right.
I wanted to talk about uh debt trap diplomacy, which is a term that's used as criticism of foreign policy of the
Right.
Chinese government.
Okay.
And yeah, and debt trap diplomacy,
Mm.
it claims that China intentionally
Mm.
extends excessive credit to another
Right.
country
Mm-hmm.
with the intention of extracting economic concessions from the debtor country
That's right.
when it becomes unable to honor its debt obligations.
Mm.
So based on that definition,
Mm.
because that sounds kind of very inhumane and wicked.
Wicked, that's the right word.
Yeah.
It's pure wickedness. Let's
yeah,
just call it for all it is. It's pure
yeah,
wickedness.
that's wicked. That's wicked to go to someone that you know is having problems,
Yeah.
and you go to them and offer them money, knowing that they're going to take it, but you also know that that during the long term they will not be able to pay it back. So
Exactly.
then, yes, and so then now, what I'm going to do now, the one that loaned the money, I'm going to say, okay, well, you're going to have to give up something that belongs to you
Mm.
to pay back this loan.
Mm-hmm.
So now as far as Africa is concerned,
Mm.
I understand from my research that
Mm.
this ain't. I thought this was something that was recent, like 2020, 2019,
Mm.
that loans was given to Africa. But once I did my research, I found out that it goes further back than that. It
I
goes
see.
back. Yeah, I didn't even know that. And so, I wrote down the stats,
Mm.
and starting in 2005,
Right.
uh, the Chinese loaned Africa 2 billion,
Wow.
and then the following year it was five. In 2006, 2007, it went up again to 6 billion,
Mm.
and then after that, it kind of went down, but then picked back up again, and
Mm.
in 2010,
Mm.
and then from 2010 to 2020,
Mm.
instead of like fluctuating between going up and down, it started a pattern of steadily increasing,
Yeah.
because in 2010 it was 7 billion, and we're talking about US dollars, 7 billion, then 10 billion the following year, and then
Mm.
as of 2000, and I'm going to skip some years, but as far but in 2016 it was
Mm.
all the way up to 30 billion. So
Mm.
now we done went from, in a matter of 11 years, when I say we, I'm talking about the motherland.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, um, in the span of what, 11 years, from 2005, it was 2 billion. Now it's up to, in 2016, 30 billion. Now, I
Wow.
don't know what it is now. Once
Mm.
I did research, yeah,
It's painful and crazy at the same time. And you can,
yes,
you can just see that is just trapped because I'm sure they are not even able to cover those the first ones, and then they come up with a higher one. So it's just
yes,
to make sure they keep you where they want you to be, It's not like the other countries, even like I'm sure the United States or some countries in Europe, they don't take loans from China. It's not like they don't, but they're not going to sign for any uh, contract that is not really going to benefit their people.
That's right.
So at the least our governments they can do is also to do the same thing. Like how can you say, okay, I'm going to borrow you this amount, and which is normally is not like a small thing, because they know already that if they give you something small, you might be able to clear that, so they'll go for the higher amount. And then, okay, in case you're not able to pay this in this period of time, then we're going to take over, if it's the electricity company or water supply of that country, for 99 years. Who will sign that kind of contract to take a loan?
Well, I definitely agree with that. That it sounds um, a lack of wisdom to sign something that you can't pay back.
Exactly.
Maybe these leaders that sign these contracts, maybe they thought they could pay it back. I don't know. I don't know if they thought that they could, or maybe it was some other motive. Maybe it was because because we it's well known about the corruption, the political corruption and economic corruption in the motherland. So maybe these leaders that take this money, even knowing that this is going to cause a future problem, they take it because some of them that part of that loan they're gonna keep for themselves. They're not
Yeah,
gonna use they're not gonna use
that's
it
true.
for the upbringing of their local citizens.
Mm.
But
That's
it's yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's just another big problem we are dealing with. When people are
Mm-hmm.
so greedy and they always think about themselves and the immediate family, they don't love the country enough. Because if you truly care about like your people and you love your country, you're not going to sign those kind of contracts.
Right. And so now, and what makes it even worse than that
Hmm.
is that once a leader
Hmm.
from the African side takes the money,
Yeah.
and then they're not able to pay it back on the time that they're supposed to. No,
Mm-hmm.
so now the lender is now putting pressure on you. China's now putting pressure on you. So
Yeah.
now what the leader's going to do, he's going to increase the economic hardship on its citizens.
Hmm.
They're going to increase the prices of gasoline, which will affect the delivery of food to the markets.
Hmm.
So now once that happens, then the people that work in the markets now have to increase the prices of their food so that
Yeah.
they can make a profit. So it's harmful to everyone except for except for maybe the president himself, because he's already living a rich lifestyle, and
Hmm.
so it's not going to affect him as much. It really bothers me to hear some of the conditions, economic struggles
Hmm.
that's going on in motherland,
Yeah.
and the most I can speak on, what I can speak on specifically is Kenya, because
Right.
because I have a fiance that lives in Kenya. She lives in
Okay.
Mombasa,
Mm.
Now, Mombasa is being is it has been said as being one of um, a resort, one of the best resort areas to go to
Okay.
for foreigners, and so they get a lot of their money from tourism. Okay, so
Mm.
I'm sure you might know about that, but
Little bit.
and so they give this image of Mombasa being a beautiful place to visit, which I'm not saying it's not.
I
But
say.
but what they're not showing you is that 70% of the Kenyan population, which is between 30 to 40 million,
Mm.
is are struggling from day to day to make a living.
Right.
Yes, and my fiance, I'll just say her name. I'll just say her name is Eva. So
Right.
Eva, she struggles from day to day, and there was many times that I had to send money to her to help her
Mm-hmm.
because um now I'm getting ready to change her whole lifestyle because she living in a room.
Mm.
She pays rent for her room, and there's no water. There's no running water. She has to go on a Saturday and go get water. I mean,
Mm.
go and buy water and bring it back.
Mm.
So what I'm saying is there's no, and it's typical where you got people they don't even have running water. They have
That's
to
sad.
go, yeah, and um, now that anyway, I don't want to get off topic. I want to get back about to what's going on over there with this China business.
So
And
what do you suggest, Paul?
well, I'm like indecisive because the reason I'm saying this is because I don't know if it's too late.
Mm.
Since it's been going back to 2005, or
Mm.
maybe even further. I'm not sure. Uh,
Right.
but but if I think it might be too ingrained in the into the motherland of this reliance on other countries to upbuild their infrastructure.
Mm.
Yeah, and you know most people, you know what most people say.
Mm-mm.
Most people will say yes. Most people will say, "Well, why is Africa so dependent? We're right under their feet. There's all the natural resources and riches,
Everything. Yeah.
and yeah, and I I think you know this is my opinion. I think it's because those riches that is under their feet has already been claimed by United States. In other words, they came in during the colonization and
Mm.
made claim to those resources
Yep.
and 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 built companies right there in Africa, and then have the African citizens to um, okay, take for example, let's say diamonds for example. They have the citizens. They pick. No, I have a better idea. Better one.
Right.
Ghana.
Okay.
Ghana at one time was the number one producer in the world for cocoa.
Mm.
Then now the world, there's a big demand for chocolate all over the world. And so Ghana was the number one world producer. Then
Right.
here comes the Americans. and they set up American companies in Ghana so that they can make claim to that cocoa and then pay the citizens little bits, just the most minimal amount of money to cultivate the cocoa plants and produce it into chocolate. And so, but the American companies that are world famous for their chocolate products, such as Nestle, and another company called Hershey, they make multi-millions, maybe even billions.
Plus amount of money,
a profit of selling the products that's created out of the chocolate. So anyway, the growing debt to China, it positively affects Africa's economy because of the much needed developments in infrastructure. And the types of infrastructure that's needed are to improve the roads, the railways, the shipping ports. And we have what's the most recent example of that was when China built the SGR. It's called the SGR, which is a railway system. They built rail in Kenya, where they built the railroad tracks because the president wanted people to be able to travel between Kenya and their closest neighbor, which I believe is Uganda. And so he felt that a railway system would improve the travel between those two countries because it would take a lesser amount of time to go from Kenya to Uganda.
Right.
And so China loaned them billions of dollars. But did you hear about what happened? Did you hear that once that deal was made, China brought their workers, their constructor workers.
That's another problem.
Yes. They brought their Chinese workers to Kenya to build the railways, and these Chinese took positions of authority, like being supervisors and bosses. And hired the local Kenyans, and then after that, there was reports of racism going on.
Of course.
There was reports of racism. I read one article that said that at the end of the day, when it was time to go home, the Chinese had a van, employee van, so that when the worker got off, the van would pick them up and take them and drop them off at their homes or near their homes. But they refused to allow any Kenyan to ride in that van.
Wow.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, guys, we really have to come up with something. It's true. They might sign a lot of contracts already. So, Paul, thanks so much for your contribution. We have Uncle
Yeah.
Don as well
Oh,
in the
okay.
background. So I'm going to add him now. I'm going to let him also contribute and share what he has he wants to share with us. But
Sure.
it's terrible. It's terrible. And Curtis is saying no, people should have to live under terrible conditions, especially when the continent have resources to all the citizens to live comfortably. 1000% agree with that. But again, what has been the problem all this while is just how selfish those leaders are. Yeah, yeah. So, Paul, thanks so much.
You're welcome. And thank you for
Okay.
giving me the opportunity to express my opinion.
Anytime, Paul.
Okay.
That's why I'm here. And it's not for one person to fix this problem. It's for all of us. So we have to discuss and see what we can do and how we can start putting those things into practice. Because if we just cross our arms, definitely nothing is not going to change, but things will get even worse. So at
That's
least we know now what is happening. So we will find a way out of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let me add John now. Uncle Don, yeah. Yeah, Uncle Don, you're on now. Thanks so much for joining the discussion. How are you?
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly. I
Oh,
can hear you.
perfect. I am
Yeah.
very well, thank you. I'm even better that I managed to catch your live stream.
Oh, awesome. I'm so glad you did.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's a really important discussion to have. It's a really important discussion. The United Nations, I
Yeah.
believe they have 15 members in their Security Council, of which they have 5 permanent members, which never changes, and one of which is China.
China, yeah.
Now, this is something that it's not really being discussed. With China's conduct, with the way they treat the African people, both in the diaspora and the motherland,
Yeah.
nobody's discussing this. And what's really interesting about this is this. The UN Charter, they've got something that they established years ago, which will never change. They have no desire to change it. It's outdated, it needs reviewing, but they said they're never going to change it. And part of the detail is they've got a term called self-determination, which is the right for every country to come out of colonialism, to govern their own state and to form their own government.
Okay.
So there's not going to be any economic ties to any kind of senior state or country that's going to overshadow them and so forth. But China is a permanent member of the Security Council.
Yeah.
And look what China's doing. And the UN are quiet. The UN's quiet. So it really shows that
we don't have no friends.
That's what it is. We're alone in this. We only have each other. We only have each other. But Africa, civilization started in Africa. We have everything that the world needs. We have everything. The brother mentioned earlier about Ghana. Cadbury's, the company Cadbury's, are still making use of the profit that they gathered from Ghana those many years ago. They're still making use of that profit today. They still have it from the cocoa that they gathered from Ghana. It's the tons of cocoa that they managed to gather from Ghana. So it's a really important discussion to have, but Africa is a must. Africa has to arise.
And us, our global Black family.
Yeah.
It's true. Hi, Black. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. It's good that this COVID-19, this coronavirus situation truly exposed them for who they are. That's something I'm grateful for, because, still some people might think, oh, even me at some point, I thought, oh, maybe, they are a little bit better than the first one, but it ended up being even worse.
Yeah.
Because 21st century treating our people the way they were treated, and I don't know if it's still going on. Just ask yourself, if those people manage to hijack everything on the continent, what kind of life are we going to have over there?
Exactly.
Because coming from a communist country, you know how they do things. They don't even care about their own.
Yeah.
How much more people that show us how racist they are? How are they
Exactly.
going to treat our people if they end up, having their hands on everything on the continent? So that's where my concern is. That's why I'm like, the issue here is not even them coming out and say they are sorry, because they are not. We all know clearly that they are not. So what we have to do now as a global Black family is to start thinking, and thinking very fast. What can we do? What can we get? What can we grab? Because that's the same thing they are doing. Though they are there, right now we have over 1 million Chinese on the continent.
Imagine.
Yes, but give it another 30 years. In 2030, it will be over 300 million of Chinese on the continent. So
Imagine.
they're just going to invade us. So how are we going to cope with that after all we've been through with the first ones?
It's wow. That's really frightening.
Producer. Yeah, it is. That's why I'm not even concerned about any apology. No, that is not even the point, because clearly me and you, we know that they are not sorry. That's the starting point. And number two, our leaders that go out there and sign those contracts of drunkards, because if you truly care about your country and you love your people, no matter how much money you think you need, you have to read those contracts over and over and over before signing for anything.
Wow.
That's why Tanzania clearly said, no, this is not going to work. We are not going to take any loans from you if that's the conditions. So why the others couldn't stand up and do those same things? We know that they need to do roads, build accommodations, make sure the roads are in good conditions, stuff like that. But you have to look deep into the contract you're about to sign to take whatever money you're taking for those people, because they know exactly what you are doing. I'm sure you heard what Paul said earlier regarding the amount they were giving, and they were doing it on purpose. For me, that's how I can explain it, because if I know, Don, I'm going to give you something, and I know clearly that you need that, and I give you a big portion that I know that you might not be able to pay me back. But you say, okay, this is the deal. So it's down to you now to think about your children, and say, no, I need this badly. It's like you're putting your children in bondage when you sign this kind of contract. So that's what our leaders, that's the condition they are putting the continent on now. If we don't stand up right now and start and doing certain things, with God help, removing certain people and try to start fixing certain things, guess what? That would be the condition Africa will be in.
Oh, that is
unfortunately
heartbreaking. Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
That's why I don't care about no apology right now.
No,
what
they can keep their apology.
Exactly.
They can keep it. Because it's, I totally agree with what you're saying, especially with the numbers. I didn't realize there was so many in Africa at the moment.
I didn't either.
That's really
I just
frightening.
found out yesterday.
That's really frightening, because that number speaks volumes, because generally the way they work, wherever they capitalize, they enter into that economy, the infrastructure of that country, and they take over.
Right.
To the point that even like in Ghana, even getting a trotro, it'll be hard for somebody to start that business. It'll be hard because it'll be a Chinese person that's running it.
That's
Foreign
the thing.
exchange, going in to change your money, it'll be it'll be a Chinese person that's running that. Who's going to be educating our kids in schools? A Chinese person. They literally enter in and take over. So that number, that's actually, that's actually made me ask a lot of questions now.
Yeah,
that's really
it's frightening. You know, thanks so much, producer, for joining, and Sweet Trends for joining the live. Kindly thumbs up the stream as you join, and I hope you're all doing well. It's serious. Like, we can't just be talking, and we really have to find a solution.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
At least if there is a way to convince those people not to take any loan from these people, that would be like a first step for the diaspora, people that have a voice, to reach out to them to stop taking any loans for now.
Yeah.
So we're going to start thinking about the one they already took, how we can start thinking, I don't even know.
Wow, it's I feel bad that I've forgotten her name. A lot of people know her name. I was
Is it Dr. Rikana?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I was listening to her speech. Very motivating. I was listening to her and very inspiring as well.
Yeah.
And she said something. She said, to get to where we need to get to, the development of Africa is like a baby.
Yeah.
Right now it's in the baby stages. There's going to be teething. There's going to be the changing of nappies, but it's going to grow and develop.
Yes.
And that really resounded to me. That really touched me, because Africa, the potential that we have to influence the world, not that we're being influenced, but to influence the world is intense. But in the continent, what I've found is, and those who are African will know this, that within ourselves, there's an issue, especially when it comes to money management and the management of lands and properties, and the perception of wills and inheritance and so forth. There's an issue there. There's an issue. Like any other country, there is that problem. There is an issue. But among ourselves, we need to iron these things out. Because once we go on the grander scale, we don't want the world seeing our nakedness, seeing us bickering among each other and destroying each other. There's a lot of things that need to be done among ourselves that we need to sort out. But yeah, that numbers you mentioned earlier, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Somebody's just sent in the chat room, there are Chinese-run police stations in places like South Africa. Imagine. That's what I'm saying. It's they'll just take over everywhere.
They are doing. They know they plan everything. Wow. They are not there just for business. The plan is to come and invade and then rule. That's the plan. And I'm sure most of you watched the video that was all over the place, I think a week or 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
This. Yeah. So if you look at their moves, you know, is just confirming like what the person was saying.
Yeah.
Because why will you start teaching the Mandarin or whatever it's called? The language is all over the place. Why will you have a police station in another person's country? Thanks to that person that allow you to have that, because we don't have, I didn't see any Jamaica police station in where I live. Didn't see any Nigerian police station here. But you go to my country, the French have the base over there.
Yeah.
So,
this is a long-term plan. What they're doing with Africa, they've been doing this for a long time. When I wouldn't say dethroned Kwame Nkrumah, but when there was the coup, he escaped to China. China's where he went to. So China have been working on Africa for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time. They've been pulling the strings. They've been they've been working at it for a long time in really establishing themselves and rooting themselves in Africa, and it's been behind the scenes. So what we're seeing now is like the dirty laundry coming out, but they've been there for a long time.
Yeah, strategic
Yeah,
planning,
yeah,
everything, you know. So that's why, for my brothers and sisters out there, what you can secure for yourself, even if you're not going to live there, there is a way to rent your property. Even if you buy a
yeah,
property, you don't want to live there, at least secure something, because it's not by
yeah. It's
accident.
true.
Everyone want to live in Africa or have a place in Africa to stay and do
Yeah,
business. Is not by accident. Everyone
yeah.
else is rushing to go there. So even if you're not ready to move down there, at least secure something.
To
And
kill
Curtis say
something.
it's going to take the young Africans and the activist leaders to take the street and shut it down before it's too late. I'm sure that is around the corner. The way things
Yeah,
are moving rapidly is either they start fixing things up, those leaders out there that act like they are drunk, they will have to start changing things, or the
mm,
young people, they can't take it anymore.
yeah,
Like when you have it up till here, then you have to act.
yeah, yeah.
So
Wow.
Susan said, did you hear about the Nigerian lawyers who petitioning to sue? Yeah, I've heard that, but I didn't look into the story properly. But yeah, I heard something
Oh
like that
no, I didn't hear that.
today or yesterday. I've read something like that. Strategically moves is all they are doing. Yeah, getting, getting women pregnant and all that, just playing it down like, they want to be part of the family. No, you just have to look at how they treat their own people to know
Yeah,
how wicked,
yeah. Wow.
those in power are. So we can't cross our arms and talk about this. And what you can go and grab, go and secure that. That
It's
is for
true.
now. That's what I would say. For now, go there. What I don't know, which you just do your research. Even if it's a plot of land, even if it's 5 you can afford, 10 you can buy. Secure that, then come back. So whenever you're ready to move down there, you can sell whatever you need to sell and keep what you need to sell, because people are busy grabbing every single day that don't look like me and you.
That's the problem. Imagine you're gonna go and buy a land, and they say, "All right, we're gonna introduce you to the owner of the land." And
Yeah,
when you go there, it's not Mr. Boateng
Mr.
or
Shunk.
Mr. On African soil. Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
that's heartbreaking.
after all we've been through with this one on this side, now they're also going to come and, oh please, like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
but
yeah. No, no,
no.
no. That's that's too much to
No, it's
because
too much.
yeah, no, because the history behind that land is there, and now somebody's just gonna be hiking the price up, and oh, do you want it for this
Yeah.
amount? And they just don't know the value of the land that they're standing on.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing them, they won't sell it. They just won't sell it. They'll just buy more and
Nebun, they
more and more. And
sign
because
those
of
kinds of
deprivation,
contracts.
our people sell more as well, just for the penny that they can get. That won't
Yeah.
last tomorrow.
And
Yeah,
that's one
so
big problem we have as Black people.
yeah,
Most of the time, we just think about just the next maybe 2 years, maximum 5
yeah,
years, and that's it.
yeah.
Otherwise, how will you sign something like that? That, oh, if you are not able to pay, we're going to take over this for 99 years, not 99 days.
Imagine.
Like, come on, who in the right mind will go and get a pen and sign those kind of things? You
Yeah.
walk out. No matter how desperate you are, because of the love you have for your country and your people, you walk
Mm,
out.
imagine. Wow. Wow.
That's the
Wow.
mess. Let's call it for what it is. That's the
Yeah.
mess most of those countries put us in.
You know, I'd like to bring another dimension to this discussion as well, and a more spiritual aspect. because the movement of the Chinese, especially the Chinese in particular, what many people may not realize is that, and they're open about it as well, is that they inquire and they consult what they have before they go out to another nation or before they embark on a journey. So that's why they're very bold in doing what they're doing, because they know they've got that spiritual backing in whatever it is that they believe in. So the cloud that is over Africa, it's not just our like ignorance and that type of thing that is covering us, but the cloud that's over Africa is also spiritual.
Yeah.
In the Holy Scriptures, it says when Daniel was praying and he was fasting, the angel came and said, from the moment you fasted to God, I was sent to you from that very day.
Yeah.
However, I was held in the air by the Prince of Persia. He quoted a nation. So what is happening to Africa is the inquiry, is the determination and the spiritual attacks that's coming to Africa. Because if Africa can be left alone, and if the people of God can come back onto the Most High, Africa will be a dominant force upon this planet. A dominant force to be reckoned with upon this planet. That other nations would have to send their students to learn medicine in Africa. Not that we're sending our students abroad. I'm going US, I'm going England. No, they're coming to Africa.
Amen to that.
But they don't want them to, get to where they need to be. A producer's life is saying Wakanda.
Yeah, Liz, you want to come on board? Liz, you want to come? It's Uncle Don, and I think the King Life. It's just few people that join, and then we just keep carrying on with the discussion. Otherwise, we will cover this long time. But it's been so good. Like we will do this again. We will definitely do this again. And Citron say we should see this pandemic as a blessing in disguise, 100%, as the things that the Chinese have been doing in the and the hatred for us has been thrown into the light. That's right. True. That is true.
That's right.
So, people are praying, God is not sleeping. So we know now we have to go out there and see what, we can start putting into place to secure our future and secure the future of the next generations. Wow. Because the wickedness is been out now. So it's time for us to act.
Yeah.
Blackburn, thanks so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining the stream tonight. What did you say, Mohammed? Say we must start to create Pan-African political parties in all African countries and encourage young people to get into politics so that we can take power from these elderly people.
Yeah, I agree.
100%. I would say, in fact, 1,000%. 1,000%.
Yeah.
You're right. Because they are the one that got the strength and everything, and the youth are ready because they are so tired.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Enough is enough now, because
enough
what's
is
happening
enough.
is imagine a young man can't find a job.
Yeah.
Can't get a job because a Chinese person's in there and is bringing people from China to work in Africa when there's young men already in that land.
Yeah. And we say yes for those things.
Yeah. Wow.
That's why I'm so happy. I don't know if you guys watched my upload of yesterday. I think it was the Interior Minister of Kenya standing and saying it loud that they are not going to import no uniform from the Netherlands. They are going to get those uniform from the tailors in Kenya. So he said this is enough now. Those kind of behaviors are not going to be accepted. I say, that's what I've been waiting for.
Wow.
That's what we should do. Like, why will you, put other people's first and then end up closing our industries?
Yeah. Wow.
So things are changing. It's a long way. Let's be honest and face it. Is going to be challenging because all of them, it's not only China, all of them, they open their mouth just to take, enhance,
Yeah.
take from Africa.
Yeah.
But thank God now, with our global Black family coming together, people are scared.
That's right.
So we
That's
know
right.
that is going to come with all sorts of things. I
Yeah.
don't want to say negative thing, but it will come with that.
It will.
They
Yeah.
know that that's why they keep saying one things to the one on the continent and one things the one outside the continent. So they divide these two, then they are fine. But once we start coming together, it's going to spoil so many people's business.
Yeah. Yeah.
For those of you that are believers like myself, we seriously need to be praying for the continent, praying for our leaders, for those old ones that are not making any good decision for the next generation to, get move them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are not ready to change their ways, then let them go somewhere, and people that are ready and that really love the continent and want what is good for the continent to be in the leadership positions and take the continent to the next level, because the diaspora is ready. I'm sure they want the people also on the continent, they are ready.
Yeah.
So now is in the middle, we have our leaders. So we have to find a way to solve that problem. My sister, it is okay to make the police uniform locally, but it is no use him saying that and then making a multi-billion-dollar deal with the exploiter. Well, I don't know about that, but I like what he said. So hopefully the other people as well will learn from the importance of importing certain stuff if there are people locally that are making those things. So what should you say is good that people in 3 positions should go and support growth for local business? I think that's for Citroen. That's for you. So guys, I'm sure we all know the situation our continent is in right now, thanks to our intelligent leaders. So we all have a role to play in what to do and how to do things, and also keep praying, keep praying for things to work for us.
That's right. That's right.
Right. Black man say, if Africa unites, the rest of us will follow. Yeah, that's what we all want. So hopefully that won't be long. But again, it's taking time because of other forces that we know they are around, and they know what the unity of Africa will bring to the entire continent and how it's not gonna help them. So, but it's for us now to go forward and do what we know that is going to be beneficial for our people. That's where I am now. So I love all people, but I'm putting my people first.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's right.
So those who can should go and support locals by jobs creation. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's important, because many of us have the skills, but it's the fear of going back.
Yeah.
I think the fear of the unknown, even though we're from Africa.
But that's where we're from, and no one have to just get up and move over there. No, visit 3 weeks, 4 weeks, come back. Go again another 3 months after or 4 months after, go, keep meeting people, see what is there for you, like you can do. There are so many opportunities, but you have to be there to see those things, those opportunities. So, I would encourage everyone in the diaspora, this is our call. And the people on the continent as well, they are ready to work together with us. So whatever small thing you think you have, just go there, visit different countries, and make your decision from. Together we can definitely bring the change in our beautiful continent. So also some locals don't like people in diaspora going in and taking over also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
another
some,
thing.
that's true. It's some of them. And as well, like us as well, we know that we're going there. We're not going there to rule over like our
Yeah,
brothers and sisters. So that also have to be there. One
yeah.
common language like Swahili will be a start. Yeah, I agree with that. We need to have our
Mm,
own language. At the end of the day, it's not everything we want to discuss about. We have to grab other people's languages and be, communicating. And so we need our own common language to start with. And
that's
also,
really good. That's a
yeah,
really good point there, the
yeah,
language. That's a
yeah.
really good point.
All those things, they were not put into place just for nothing.
Yeah,
No, once the physical barrier came with okay, you take over Togo, okay, they're going to speak French.
yeah.
The Germans should just move because
Imagine.
they were the first colonizers when it
Yeah,
comes to Togo. So I think it's after the Second War when they were not able to pull through. The one that won the war
yeah,
actually took over those colonies from the
yeah,
Germans.
yeah.
So yeah, that's you take this, take that, and then once you put that language barrier already is a problem,
There's a
and
problem.
then
It's true.
we grab it and we run with it, and barely you see some of our children even bearing any African names. We need to undo all those things, guys.
It's true.
We
It's
need
true.
to
There's a lot of work that needs to be done.
a lot,
A
a
lot.
lot.
There's a lot. There's a
So
lot.
we go there in love, have a conversation with our brothers and sisters on the continent, and there are still, lots of good ones and few bad ones. So still you have to know who to do any type of whatever you want to do with. Of course, there are
Mm,
people that are ready to work with the diaspora. So you can start from there. All Black YouTubers should have a clear agenda by preparing the mindset of the community. Things will change soon, but we need to prepare ourselves mentally. There is a process to go through. True. That's true. Okay,
wow.
that's for you, Uncle Don. Producer Life has a question for you. She's a content
What
creator.
are your roots? Oh, I'm from Ghana.
Okay, so
And the tribe
yeah.
that I belong to
So
is
it's your
closely
sister,
linked
another
to
sister again.
Togo.
Sorry?
The tribe that I'm a part of is closely linked to Togo.
It might be Ewe,
That's right.
100% Ewe. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So Ofwa.
Oh, I beg. My ever is shady. One of the reasons why
Just say it, Uncle Don. Just say it,
is
Ofwa.
Ando.
Ezando,
Is
Minabe Zando, Ofwa.
yeah.
Yes, Ezando, that's a big thing, but you pull that off. So
Yeah.
from now onwards, is Ewe all the way. Yes.
Oh
You
god.
see, Liz, good question. That's a very good question. So I found out now he can speak a bit of Ewe, and that's
Yeah.
the language we speak in Togo. And after the Second War, they gave that part to Ghana, so that's why he ended up being there
That's right.
on
Imagine.
Ghana side. Yeah, that's
Imagine
the
just
history
one
behind it.
people have been divided
Yeah.
and a passport has separated them now.
Say that again?
I was saying, imagine one people, because of colonialism,
Oh,
has been
yes.
divided
Yes.
and a passport separates us. But we're one. It's unfortunate.
But that's the way to rule over. That's what we have to understand. And that's why they will make some of our brothers from the Caribbean side, some of the sisters like, oh, are you really from Africa? Like, where did you even get that from? How are
Yeah.
you sure about that? Once you put those doubts here and there and you separate the one on the continent, you're good to rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same, same. Same. Uncle Don, I told you from Jamaica.
Oh, you know why? It's because growing up, I got that all the time. To be honest with you, But
Right.
yeah, I had that all the time, and also as well, there's been Jamaican influence as well in my life. Well, my
Mm-hmm.
mum's Jamaican.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's probably what you
Okay.
guys are probably hearing when I'm talking, maybe.
Aye.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
she's
good you
more
can still speak
Ghanaian
a
than
bit of
me.
the Ewe. How did you manage to do that? Is it your dad that taught you how to speak Ewe?
Again, part of the issues within the African community, you know, the leaving of Ghana, going to, you know, the UK,
Yeah.
and then forgetting or not seeing it as important to
That's
implement the
terrible.
culture. That's what it is. So it's really deeply rooted
Mm-hmm.
to the
That's
point that
just
we've got
terrible.
elders who are scratching their head saying, "Oh, I didn't do well."
It's terrible.
Yeah.
So
So
hopefully we are not going to repeat those same mistakes with knowing what we know now. So Citroen said, this is another thing to address. Colonialism has divided us by nations, where our real distinction should be our tribes. So that's why Dr. Rikana said, by the time they separate everything, the woman wake up in Togo, the man wake up in Ghana. Yes, and she's right.
it's true, you know.
It's right. Because, you know, we are all Africans. Let's put
That's
it
right.
that way. But if
That's
you say
right.
you are Ewe, for me, you are Togolese. Because
That's
if
right.
not for the Second World, I think that is the Second
Yeah.
World, you know, they're not going to give that part to Ghana. So
Yeah.
you're supposed to be from, you know, Togo 100%.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's good to know our history and take it from there. Peace, Curtis. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you later. So, guys, if anyone has anything to add to our discussion, go ahead and do so we can close. And thanks, Uncle Don, for joining on this
No,
side,
thank
hopping on
you.
board. Yeah. So good.
No, thank you. Thank you. So it was an honor. It's a pleasure getting on.
So anytime you're ready, let us know.
I will do. I'll keep an eye
Yeah.
out for your notifications. I find that YouTube is a bit shady when it comes to notifying.
Yes, sometimes, yeah, you don't even get
Yeah.
time, or you
I'd
don't get
see your live stream and it's like been going for the last hour, but I just got notified. And I'm thinking, what's going on there? But yeah.
Our producer is asking something. Oh, Liz, I just seen this message. Liz,
Did she say she's ever too?
Liz, she's half Ghanaian, half Nigerian, I think.
Oh, I see.
But I don't know if she's for Ewe. The
I think
Ghanaian part is
she's
Ewe. Yes, she's mentioned a comment above, but I don't know
Uncle
which.
Don, you have to come to me next though. Definitely. I keep an eye out for the notification. Absolutely.
Yeah, because Liz, she shared a lot of good tips with us when it comes to how to use
Editing.
equipment, and she's a great cook as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's amazing. We have Namaganda as well. We have in Sharon. I'm sure you connected with most of them. If not, just
I
write the name
am.
down and check the channel out. And Uncle Don is a content creator as well.
I am.
So, you know, we keep supporting one another and keep we moving.
Yeah.
Oh, my Shufa, you so late, girl. You way so late. How are you, sis? How are you? Oh, okay. Liz is a producer's life, yeah. So she said her comment is about Jamaicans. I don't know, Uncle Don. That's for you. You, Uncle Don,
Oh,
you
I
have
see.
to go a little bit high up.
Okay.
So, sis, how are you doing? We are about to close now officially, but thanks for joining and kindly thumbs up the stream. Mashufa is here as well, so she's dropping her videos as well. So, guys, if you don't have her, consider checking what she's doing. And if you like what you see, then you know what to do. Mashufa, how did the Jamaican feel in Britain when they came over and the locals were treating because they felt they were taking jobs?
Wow, yeah, that was that's a really deep topic because it stems right through to Windrush as well. Yeah, it was because again, due to colonialism, when they were in Jamaica, they said we are going to the motherland. Because there was adverts saying, you know, come to Britain, we've got jobs available, start your businesses, that type of thing. That's how it was being marketed and promoted to the locals in Jamaica. So, and what the Jamaicans were saying was, we're going to the motherland, which is Britain.
Whoa.
Imagine, they said we're going to the motherland, so many
The
got on
life.
planes, many got on boats. It's honestly, and if you speak like my grandmother, for example, some of the stories that you hear, a lot of the hygiene methods that have been instilled today, that is still being carried out today, came from that generation who came over from Windrush. They're the ones who said, look, when you're going to give your fish and chips, you don't wrap it in a newspaper. You put it in, like, if you hear some of the stories, like, for example, when you go over to the cake shop and they give a cake over to you, you see them licking their fingers and give the cake to you. And, you know, them hygiene kind of,
I'm telling you.
People take it for granted, but yeah, it was hard times.
Even like some of them, they would just grab the salad, yeah, or the say like the vegetables when you're cooking for children, they would just grab it. They won't even rinse it. Then they are good to go.
Yeah.
Like what? And I just look at the cook like what? And because the sister is Jamaican as well, she was just like, yeah, Kai, that's why I always keep eye on them.
Yeah.
And they'll be cooking, and the next thing they'll just lick the fast. What? What's going on here?
Oh my God.
Calculated Independence Day. Oh, Titoga. Thank you, sis. Yeah, 27th of April, the so-called independence. On the paper, or if it's in our mind.
Yeah, that's another thing.
So, family, thanks so much for joining, and let's keep our mind focused on the right thing, you know, and
that's right.
Hopefully, surely things will change. No matter what the challenges we might face, things will definitely change if we come together and we do what we're supposed to do and pray for those evil leaders out there also to move off the way. I think, you know, the people in Africa and the diaspora will bring the change needed. And for sure, worse in America, strange say in them days there were signs saying, "No, Irish, yeah, no doubt that exactly."
Yes.
When people are looking for room for it, yep. Worse in America, they would dig in every hole while oh my God. My God. No, sometimes like that's why I don't even encourage like, man, I want to take out what? No. Go in the kitchen, fix something for yourself, because you have to see how those people carry themselves, how they do things in the kitchen for you to like, no.
Yeah, no.
Just forget it. Forget it. The leaders are saying come, and locals are saying.
Oh, that might be referring to what I said earlier.
Right.
The locals in Jamaica were saying they're going to the motherland, but they weren't talking about Africa. They were talking about Great Britain. Again, that was the mental slavery.
Yeah.
That was the mental
Thanks
slavery.
so much, Liz. Good night.
All right. Good night, sis. Good night.
Guys, so this is the end of it now.
Yeah.
So enjoy your evening. For those of you that is not so late, is quarter to midnight here. We have to go to sleep. So thanks
Yeah.
everyone for joining the stream and for your contribution. Please, let's keep supporting one another and taking care of one another, looking after each other.
Yeah, that's
Things will
it.
surely work out. When are you
That's
going
it.
live again? Tomorrow, yeah. Tomorrow,
All right,
come
I'll
back.
tune in.
Yeah, we try to, keep it 8:30 sharp
Okay.
in UK time. So yeah, come and let's dig into another thing again. So good night all.
All right. Good night,
Take
all.
care.
Sis, thank you for having me. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye everyone.
All right. Bye.